Trouble sleep, young God, they wake up. Not discontent, the cause commotion. This rhythm got me feeling good, and this feeling got me in the mood. So what's the make a dance? Body wale, kaloko washe. That's all one please. It's a banger.
Hey guys, so today we are going to be making some post-workout pancakes. Now this pancake has no flour and it has a lot of fiber and it's made with wholesome ingredients. So we're going to be using 2 bananas. I cut them into cubes so that my blender can blend them. Just 2 because I'm not making a huge batch, just a small batch, even though I know that my family will get into it, which they did. So that I'll add 2 eggs in a blender. This is a blender, of course, obviously you can see it's a blender. So yeah, very easy and not messy at all. One quick blending batch. Yeah, that's just it. I've added some soft cashew nuts. Cashew nuts gives it that creamy taste. Now for this, I'm adding oats instead of flour. Now this is your regular schmegler oats that you use to make oat porridge, and yeah, it has a lot of fiber. It has a lot of nutrients and it's whole food, so it's better than flour. So for this mix, I'm also going to be adding some baking soda for that fluffy look, and I'll be adding some cinnamon and some nutmeg, just a pinch of that. I am not adding salt into this recipe because I am trying to cut out or reduce the amount of salt in my diet. All that for health reasons. So I'm just going to put some evaporated milk. Just a tin of evaporated milk. The cashew nuts, the evaporated milk makes this much more creamy and fluffy. I also added a dash of honey to this to at least sweeten it a bit. I love to use coconut sugar, but I don't have that here, so I use just a smidgen of honey. So guys, I just blend away. Now off camera I added a little bit of water because the consistency was quite thick. So on a pan, I added some just small butter to moisten the pan a bit. I want this to have as less oil as possible. So I just added the pancake mix straight from the blender. You see, I told you, no too much fancy equipment. You don't have to wash a lot of things, just straight from the blender into your pan. So I let it cook on each side for approximately 2 minutes. So you let it cook until you start seeing bubbles at the top, then you flip over. I felt that it was too brown, but no, it's fine. I think I like the color after I made it. So yeah guys, that's how I made my fluffy banana cashew nuts oatmeal pancake. Take a look at how lovely this looks. Like, I was trying to do photography for you guys, but take a look at this.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, I'm that one and only original Niger chick. I make lifestyle straight talking videos and pretty much anything that interests me, including food recipes, reviews and hauls. So if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching, and if you're new here, thank you so much for watching. You can like, subscribe and comment if you want to, but thank you for giving me your best currency, which is your time. So guys, today is a Saturday, a lazy one at that. I haven't gotten my nails done, I have no makeup on, you know. I just came back from the gym not long ago though. So immediately I came back, I decided to make this deliciousness which the rats in my house have gotten into. I have siblings guys that I don't even want to go into it, but hey, I made this and I kept it to go take a shower, you know. And before I come back, they had taken half of what is left, but that's okay. At least I had people to share with. So I'm sure you're not wondering what this is because you must have seen it from the beginning of my channel. So yeah, it turned out really good. Now, if you're looking to add a lot of fiber into your diet and you want to go low carb and also want to have something sweet and nice, yeah, this is the best recipe to go to. I have with me some nuts, some cashew, and also some bananas, which I put in the mix. Then I drizzle some honey into it. It's a bit cold now. But I like it. Now drizzling it with honey before I left for the shower. It actually made it a lot sweeter because the honey has gone into it, so I don't need any more sweetness. It looks dry, but it's not dry. It's actually very moist. I actually like these kinds of videos where it's not super edited, it's just like a home video. Like I like videos like fold with me videos or come to laundry with me videos. Those kinds of videos, I enjoy them because I feel that it gives me a sense of, things happening in real time. And I feel much more connected with our content than something that is super edited, made to look nice and all that. I mean, I love the nice stuff sometimes, but personally, this channel, really, I also want to make it like very homely, not super edited. You know what I mean? Just kind of personal. Yeah. So guys, today, I was reminiscing on my time in Norway, and I found out that I hadn't talked about my culture shock on this channel because I had a lot of them. I had a lot of them. Now we're talking about this off the top of my head. I haven't done a list of anything, but there's this thing we have in Africa, Nigeria. We are very friendly and we treat foreigners better than our own people, if we must admit. We are a people that like to show off. You know what I mean? We like to show off. And we like to leave people talking good about us. So if you're a foreigner and you come to Nigeria, we'll go above and beyond to make sure you are comfortable. And someone looking from outside might think, especially if it's a white person or someone from Europe or something, someone looking from outside might think, oh, these people are exhibiting some kind of inferiority complex because obviously they are treating this foreigner better than their own people. But that's not true. We have a culture of empathy, and we also have a culture of show off. So you want to show people, or you want to leave a good taste in the mouth of people who came to visit your homeland or country. Not saying Norwegians are not friendly, but the friendliness is when you get to know them. Like, you're a stranger until a Norwegian has accepted you. Probably you've hung out for some time. Hanging out is not a guarantee to be friends, really. It's an egalitarian country where everyone tends to mind their own business, because I heard the story that way back, like in the 30s, when before they discovered oil, Norway used to be really poor. So people lived more or less far away from each other, and they had to be self-reliant, like, and it was not customary to ask for help. People are self-serving, which, a typical Norwegian doesn't ask you for help unless it's absolutely necessary. Unlike here in Nigeria, where even if you're stepping out, you like, come, let's go out. You know what I mean? Escort me. Or if you're carrying something, someone will help you. Like, especially if you're an older person and a younger person sees you struggling with something, they'll help you. We have that culture, but in Norway, it's not the case. I interpreted it as lack of empathy, but I found that probably is upbringing. We're talking on the subject of empathy. The younger generation, oh my God, people should not hate me for this, but this is my own experience, so yeah. The younger generation people lack empathy. They lack what it means, because probably they have not experienced suffering. Because there's this saying that the poor are more likely to help other people or give out their last dollar than the rich. And it is true, with evidence in Norway. A lot of younger people lack empathy, whereas the older people, which I tend to be friends with, if I count most of my friends, the oldest is 88 years old. That's true. And we still keep in touch till date, even though I'm back in Nigeria. And these are the people that have actually helped make my stay in Norway really worthwhile. The older generation people, they understand what it is to struggle. They understand what it is to have less. They understand what it is to be a foreigner. You know what I mean? So there is more empathy in the older people than the younger people, Then another culture shock is during parties, you have to bring your own drink and food, which was alarming. I remember when I first got to Norway, that week I got to Norway as a student, I was invited to a party. By one of the student heads, like people in charge of welcoming international students. So, and I was getting ready to go. So as I finished dressing up, some of the people that they invited, normally when you get to Norway, if you're a student, the people who are sent to the train station to pick you up and show you accommodation, just show you around. And it's not just you are like in a group. So my group then were 2 Spanish girls, 1 boy from Albania, 1 boy from Norway, and 2 other girls that were Norwegians. So they came to my room to pick me up so we can go to the party together. Now when they came to the room, they were like, where are your drinks? I thought we were going to a party. They was like, no, in Norway, if you're going to a party, you must have a drink. You must bring your own drink. I was like, so what's the point of inviting me then if I have to bring my own drinks? Yeah, and that was my Actually, that was my first culture shock that I had to go to the supermarket, get however much drink I want to consume, even if it's a six pack, a six pack, two beers, whatever, whiskey. Just bring your own drink. And yeah, I was like, okay. And I had a smidgen of doubts. You know, me, I'm someone who has to check things out before I believe them. So I went there, I took some beers there, and when I got there, I opened my beer and I started drinking. Another culture shock, the parties. Sorry to say, Norwegian parties are boring. Yes, I said it. They're very boring. Most of the time they do sit down on a chair, social media, on phone. They're always on their phones. You know, people rarely communicate, just sit and watch each other. Just from the ones I've been, absolutely boring. Maybe if you go to a concert, from the beginning the concert will be boring, but when they've had a few drinks in them, the concert becomes lively. But a typical Norwegian party is not like a Nigerian party. Nigerian party, people are getting drunk. Normally the host provides the drinks and the food. So all you had to do was get your dancing shoe, get your clothes, come to the party, be ready to dance, be ready to eat and drink to your satisfaction, which is my culture. But the Norwegian culture, so whenever I am invited to a party, I make sure that I have enough money to buy drinks for myself, you know, and entertain my own self. So at some point I stopped going because I wasn't having fun. Another culture shock. I will say it's not a culture shock. I will say this one is more or less like a surprise. In most of these parties, there is an open makeout. Like, a lot of Norwegians, not all, a lot of Norwegians are not afraid to show PDA, especially in a group of people. Like 3 times I went to a party, there were couples just going at it in front of us, and nobody was saying nothing. You know what I mean? It was like it's normal. It's not like there's no PDA here in Nigeria. People do, but not in a party where there are groups of people. Oh God. Nigerians are not like that. You can see people holding hands, you know, giving hugs, even sometimes kiss, but I've never seen people French kiss on the streets. That I've never. It's not to say that we're very conservative, not really, but we kind of respect people's space and not put our intimacy in front of people. If you get the gist. But a typical Norwegian is not that way. And also, sex is really nothing for them. Like, the Norwegian culture is they have sex before you even go to dinner. That is what it is. And the men are a bit docile. Like, what I mean, the men don't pursue. An African man would pursue you from heaven to earth, but a Norwegian man do not pursue. They are a bit docile, and the women do the chasing, if you understand. So me coming from a culture that I never chased man for my life. I haven't chased a man in my life. I haven't pursued no one in my life. Me adopting that, shame no green me safe. So that's why I barely dated in Norway, because I didn't understand the culture. I cannot chase a man, you know. And the flirting cue is quite different for me. Eye contact, you know what I mean? Hand, but for a typical Norwegian, I don't know what the flirting cue is. So I did not even bother about, you know, having dates, or because it was hard work. You know what I mean? Yeah. And another culture shock is the loan. People can get loans from government to build houses, to start a business, and It's never like that in Nigeria. A lot of people are in debt in Norway. They have this credit card system. I think it's like that in most developed country. But in Nigeria, every house you own here is built by you. We don't have that loan credit system right here. So, and it's relatively easy to get those loans, especially if you are a citizen of the country and if you have a stable, even if you're not a citizen, maybe you're a permanent resident, someone who's a permanent resident and you have a steady income and you can have your employer vouch for you that within certain time you're going to pay off a loan, they give it to you. So that's not like a shock, but that's a surprise to me that I can actually get a loan in Norway to get a new car. I can drive a Tesla if I was in Norway, if I had a good job or if I had a job that pays me relatively good money. I could work as a salesperson and can afford a Tesla. That's the reality in Norway, as long as you have good credit score and you are able to pay back on time. But in Nigeria, whatever we have here, from phones, from houses, from cars, we pay in cash. That's the difference between Norway and Nigeria when it comes to acquiring properties and stuff. The healthcare system. The healthcare system, although not the best, from my experience. Now, all this, it's not generalization, guys. It's my experience. Please don't come for me. I keep saying it's my experience. The healthcare system, although not the best, because I had fallen ill a few times and I was given bad diagnosis twice. You know what I mean? I led the doctor on to, tell him what was wrong with me, and that's another story for another day. Not the best, but good enough. And it's free. When I mean free, if you have chronic illness, you have cancer, you have diabetes, you have things that will usually cost money in another country. In Norway, it is absolutely free. But if you have probably a UTI, a boil or something, it's not free. You have to pay consultation fees. You have to pay consultation fees, one. And I found that each time I go to the doctor, I get a mail, or we call it a melding, a receipt or something, an invoice. Yes, we call it an invoice of some money I have to pay to the fastlegget, to the doctor, or to the person I had seen. And that got me shocked, because I've always lived with the free notion that the Norwegian medical system is free. You know what I mean? So the times I had gone, it wasn't completely free. But I understand the argument of people, because I of course spoke out my concern, and they told me that when the free part of the healthcare system comes in is when you have a chronic illness, so I totally get that. Even the educational system is free, but then you still have to pay for housing, cost of living, which is very, very expensive. Living in Norway is very expensive. It's one of the most expensive countries in the world, so you don't expect things to be cheap. But yeah, what else am I leaving out? I'm sure I'm leaving out certain things because I didn't write anything down. It was off the top of my head. Even food as well. If you're going to a party, you must have to bring your food, But if you're invited to dinner, yeah, you don't have to bring nothing, just yourself. Probably bring something for the host, like maybe a bottle of wine or something for the host while you get invited, and they serve you dinner. But if you're going for like a party, yeah, you have to entertain yourself. That's just the rules, or that's how it is when I've been there. So I think that's all the culture shock, aside from, the dating culture shock, which I'll link the video up here. Yeah, those are the things I experienced back in Norway. Norway is a very good country. It's a country that supports women, equal rights. I actually personally love the country because it suits the kind of person I am. Now, but do not expect to be individual. A typical Norwegian likes to blend in and be like every other person. Of course, there are exceptions to this. You see that in their clothing. When in Nigeria, if you see someone that's wearing the same clothes with you, you duck. You start feeling ashamed. We thrive in uniqueness. But if you go to a typical Norwegian store, everyone is buying the same thing. Everyone looks the same. The same coats, the same trousers, the same. Everyone looks the same, even down to hairstyle. If there's something raining now, everyone wants that same thing. While there's individuality, I don't feel that there is individuality. I feel that everyone wants to just blend in and kind of be the same. Whereas a typical Nigerian wants to stand out. We are very flamboyant people. We are very loud. We are colorful. You know what I mean? So these are the difference. And I had to tame myself and start living like a Norwegian while I was there. It's a saying that if you are in Rome, you behave like the Romans. So it was very easy for me to adapt. But what I couldn't adapt is the ability to make friends, and it has affected me till date. I had to adjust and live without people around me, because a Norwegian can't be your friend at first. Nah, it's not possible. Until you get to know them, and that might take years. You have classmates, that you're supposed to relate, but no, not in Norway. Your classmate is just like every other person. You know what I mean? And you guys have to have something in common, and before you even start to become friends, and it takes years. And the typical Norwegian has already formed friendship from when they were kindergarten, so it's very hard for them to let in foreigners. Now, on that note, I can't finish this. I'll take one more bite for you. It's almost done. I'm almost done with it, so. One more bite for you. I have green tea in cold water, no sweetener, just the green tea. It's steeped in cold water. I don't add any sugar or anything in green tea. For black tea, yes, I can do some sweetener, but for green tea, no, I just start to drink it straight up. I like the taste of it. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Yeah, this is just a sit down chill video. I didn't plan making any video today, but it's been long. I've posted on this channel. Yeah, so I decided to show my face on here and tell you people that I'm still alive. Excuse me, no makeup. In fact, I'm not sorry. This is my real face. If you like it, you like it. You don't like it, well, there's nothing I can do about it. All right, guys, please do not fail to subscribe. You know what I mean? Let's comment down below. Comment down below, give it a thumbs up, so that YouTube will know that this video is actually good. I'll see you guys when next I post. Bye. Bye-bye.